Hey guys, this is Sheila's 89 and making sure my camera is recording me. This is Juliana by Snarled, and I want you guys to check out my two videos that I just posted on my channel not too long ago, and also check out Snarled's channel, which I will post them down below. Post the original video down below. Check this out. Subscribe to me and subscribe to Snarled. Let's get started. Hopefully my camera stays recording.
Hey, I'm Sapphire. Want to hear something scary?
It makes sense. There we go.
Juliana.
I don't like the whisper.
Did you know there's a guaranteed way for me to read your scary story? Consider joining our Patreon, where I read and personally respond to a story by a storyteller member every week. Who knows? It just might make it into the show, just like today's episode, inspired by a campfire story submitted by Lewis. There was a summer camp that was created many years ago called Sunny Summer Camp. It was originally an all-boys camp founded by a park ranger by the name of Sunny Summers. This story takes place the first year the camp became co-ed. So at orientation, the camp leader was explaining the Mr. Summers contest that was held at the end of every camp. The boy who looked the most like the founder would win a trophy and cash prize. A red-headed girl with long braided pigtails raised her hand. "What if we open the contest to everybody this year?" she asked. "That's a great idea, Juliana," the camp leader exclaimed. "And maybe the judging criteria could be less about appearance and more about whoever shares the most qualities with Sunny Summers." Everyone around her began clapping and cheering, except for a boy sitting a few rows behind her. His name was Dustin, and he wasn't happy with this change. He looked like the direct descendant of Sunny Summers and believed he was a guaranteed win. But now that they were changing the rules, he was worried he might not. Over the summer, his disdain for Juliana grew and grew. So the night before the Mr. Summers contest,
I don't like how this is. I have a feeling how it's going to end, but I'm going to watch this on how it might end. And of course he's going to feel some way because it was an easy win for him. If you look somewhat like the person who owned the camp or whatever, yeah, it would be an easy win for you. That's like me having a competition with my family on who looks like my dad. Obviously I do. I'm just not as dark as I'm not darker than him. That's it. That's all. Anyway.
Dustin asked his friend Trevor to help him with a prank. He didn't give him many details, just that he wanted to teach Juliana a lesson for having a big mouth. Dustin had been observing Juliana all summer and knew that she was usually the last one in her cabin because she would stay up and help the camp counselors clean. What a suck-up, Dustin thought. So they hid in the nearby bushes until Juliana showed up. When she finally did, Dustin jumped in front of her and told her that one of the counselors was asking for her and motioned for her to follow them. When the three of them had walked a bit away from the cabins, Dustin pushed Juliana onto her back on the ground. The impact knocked her out. Dustin sat on her legs and told Trevor to hold her arms down in case she woke up. Trevor had no idea what Dustin was planning, but he silently obeyed. He watched in confusion as Dustin pulled out a needle and string from his pocket and began to sew Juliana's mouth shut. Once he was...
It's a prank. It's not supposed to be harmful. This prank has turned harmful. Are you nuts, boy? Like, what is wrong with you? It's not cute or funny. And for the friend that was helping him, do something.
Was done, Dustin grabbed Juliana's legs and told Trevor to help him carry her to Sunny Rock, the highest point in camp. It overlooked the canyon and had a gorgeous view and a horrifying drop. They hid her body in a bush and hurried back to their cabins. That'll teach her to shut up, Dustin said. Trevor was speechless, still shaking from the horrific act he was an accomplice to. Dustin noticed. Dude, we're not gonna leave her out there forever. We'll go get her after the contest tomorrow. The next morning, Dustin and Trevor sat in the back row of the mess hall where the Mr. Summers contest, now renamed Sunny Summers contest, was being held. The camp leader called out the names of each contestant to the stage, but no one showed up when he called Juliana. There was only silence, aside from Dustin's stifled giggles. After the contest, everyone walked back to their cabins to pack their things. Dustin and Trevor noticed the camp leader running around in a panic, asking campers if they'd seen Juliana. Dustin turned to Trevor and said it was time to go get her. They walked back to Sunny Rock, but her body was nowhere to be found.
Oh God,
Trevor said, feeling sick to his stomach. You don't think that He pointed over the edge of the cliff. As the boys peered over the edge, they heard a voice behind them, looking for me. It was Juliana. She was still alive.
I'm getting chills. I'm getting a bad feeling. Some ain't sitting right. I don't. Ooh. Anxiety, calm down. Let's calm down. Because I have a feeling if her face looks like how the title screen is, some name right went right. No.
They turned around to see her standing there, but she was covered in dirt and blood. Her clothes were torn with...
What happened to her eye? Why is there a twig in her shoulder? Did she fall down? Oh, what happened? Did she? Oh my God! What happened to her arm? Like what? Did she do? What happened?
Twigs and leaves scattered all over. Her eyes were filled with rage, and her mouth was still sewn shut. Her voice echoed inside of their heads. I can't let you hurt anyone else like this again. Juliana lunged toward Dustin, which caused him to step back, lose his balance, and fall down the cliff. Trevor couldn't move. And although he quietly stood there, Juliana could hear his racing thoughts bouncing around in his mind. Please, don't hurt me. It wasn't my idea. I didn't even really do anything. Juliana took a step towards him. Exactly. Many years have gone by since Juliana's death. A monument was erected.
So she did die. Did she get up and happen to roll off the cliff? So old boy fell off the cliff because his stupid behind decided to do this so-called prank that ended up deadly. But how did she die? Because she was unconscious and they put her in the thing. So either when she woke up, she either rolled over or they put her too close to the edge and she just fell off.
On Sunny Rock in her honor. And every summer, the campers adorn it with flowers and the Sunny Summers sash. Legend has it that Juliana still watches over the camp, protecting those who speak up and punishing anyone who dares to silence them. If you're looking for a better night's sleep, I recommend that you...
But how did she die? That doesn't explain wait, I have so many questions. One, she got a milestone, so I understand nobody's gonna hear her scream. Or, whatever. So I get that. 2, if they just put her in the bushes and she was unconscious, she wouldn't be moving because she's unconscious. Unless you know she can. 3, did she come out of unconsciousness and rolled over the cliff? Did she just die in there? Like, did something happen to... Because she looked like she rolled down into a lot of stuff. Because she had tree branches, she was cut open, her eye was popped out. What happened to the point where she died? Also, what happened to the other boy? Did he go over the cliff too? Or just the one that thought of the prank? Anyway, if anybody in the comments can explain to me what happened, that'd be grateful. Thank you.
This sound like what? 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 This